Hello darlings and welcome. This week I'm going to share with you the diabetic custard recipe that got me through my latest illness that I had. And I'm hoping that it might help you. If you're not feeling well, it's always good to go back to the old-fashioned things, and I do remember that my mum used to make us custard when we weren't well. This is not custard that is just out of a pour-it box. This is custard made from scratch using real ingredients and real protein, real food, which is what you need when you're not well. I'm doing this video because of my lovely lady in Ireland. Hi, Anna, a fellow neutropenia sufferer like myself, so I feel I have a special connection with this lovely lady. She asked me to do this video, so that's why I'm doing it. Of course, I've got a Thermomix, so it's super easy for me. It's a standard recipe in Thermomix, their custard, even though mine's an older model now. But still, you can make this on the stove, just making it like plain old custard. You can make it any flavour you want. I do chocolate, but with cocoa. But you can use bananas, you can use, whatever you want. Just make it that you like it and that you'll like to have it. And the most important thing is that when you serve it and you're not well, have it with cream or good quality ice cream. Have it with a good quality side dish with it. Like cream itself is very filling. It keeps you going. You don't have to have a bucket load of it to feel satisfied. And it goes perfect with this custard. And this really got me through when I was so sick for 6 weeks. It's taken me over 2 months to recover. And it helped me, so hopefully it'll help you. Plus, I'm also sharing along the way some little mushrooms that I was working on. This project wasn't going to happen because I had all the clay ready to go into the Salvation Army bag that I have. I'd brought them in COVID, I think 2020, and I just hadn't used them. I'd always wanted to make something out of clay. This is just air dry clay, and I wanted to make little mushrooms. Well, I got the pattern from one of my Daphne's Diaries books. It turned up and I thought, I'm going to make this. So I'll show you how I made these cute little mushrooms and also show you what I've done with them since they're finished. So I hope you enjoy the video this week, darlings. Enjoy. Have a cuppa, get a cuppa. Pause the video, get a cuppa. That's enough, love. Like I said, it's real ingredients. So I've got 5 eggs here that come from my lovely ladies, my farmer ladies. I have got 100 grams of rolled oats, just from Aldi. And these are ground up in my Thermomix. And I mix in a cup of chia with a full bag of the rolled oats. And that is what I use for thickening anything that I have. Or for cooking with it, making pancakes, I use this. I have got some beautiful vanilla paste from Aldi. It's an organic one and it's got a beautiful flavour. 40 grams of cocoa powder. You know, the good old Cadbury cocoa powder. 1 litre of milk. I use the light milk. And of course, my sweetener of choice is Australian molasses. This is a natural ingredient before they do whatever they do to sugar. It does not affect my blood sugar levels. I'm very happy about that. I don't add a lot. I think it's 2 tablespoons to the whole mixture. I'll measure it out and I'll show you. To that, I also add, because it's my recipe, I add 10 prunes. 10. They are natural sweeteners, full of vitamins, very good for us. And I put them in as well. 10. Right, so let's get cooking. I'm really lucky because Thermi tells me what to do, and that's wonderful. I make a big batch, 6 to 8 people. I make it thick and creamy. Why aren't you working? Done. So in come the ingredients. 1 litre of milk. It's not messy making this custard for me, so I haven't got my apron on. Of course, the 5 eggs. The recipe says 4, but I add 5. 10 prunes. That's 2, and 1 makes 10. Cocoa powder. I always put things straight in the sink. Give them a head start. The flour. A squirt of this. About 2 teaspoons. And then my molasses, which I always heat up first, so it pours better. So with the molasses, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. And I stir it a little bit with the spoon, just to make sure I get all that molasses off. If that doesn't work, the fingers will do it. And that's all I have to do. And then put the lid on. Push next. Turn it on. Honestly, the magic with Thermomix, it's finished. 8 minutes and it's finished. And it's heavy. Oh goodness, it's heavy. It just turns out absolutely wonderful. I cannot fault this recipe. Yes, I've definitely changed it and made it my own. But we can do that, can't we? So that's the custard all done. See, you don't really tell it's got oats in it. It's all creamy and thick and just lovely. And the chia seeds add extra protein. I'm going to put it in my smaller casserole bowl that I've had forever, because that's what you do. You use what you have. On second thoughts, I might need the big one. Same, but bigger. hate messy bowls. Hate them with a passion. Give it a shake, just so that it settles nicely. That's it, done. So I hope you liked the video. Well, these are the little mushrooms that I was making, and they're all finished now. Look at them, drying. This project just very nearly didn't happen. Really didn't nearly happen. They've all got holes in them. The darker ones are still drying, and the lighter ones are bone dry. So all I have to do with them now is string them up. And I have the string, and I just thread it through there, through the holes. I'll take some photos of what I've created when I'm all finished. They're really sturdy. Very pleased with it. It was a super messy process. It's not the sort of thing that I really love doing. I don't like all the yuckiness of it, but I do love the final outcome. I might even paint them yet. I haven't decided. I might paint them, but they have to dry completely before I do that. So, darlings, I'm going to leave some footage on here for you to relax too of our beautiful birds out the front. They have been coming in the bucket loads. Just the last bit of the nice weather, I think, and they come and they say hello. And it's their way of saying goodbye to us too, I think. I honestly do. I use Montmartre air hardening modelling clay. I'd always wanted to make some exactly what these are, little red mushrooms or toadstools to hang on the Christmas tree, to hang outside in the garden, to give away as gifts, just whatever. I just thought they were enchanting, and they really are the sort of thing I love in my garden. And in this month's episode of Daphne's Diary, which I always get late here in Australia, there they were. Well, I have to say, darlings, even though it was warm here, it was a lot of moulding it. It was about 25 degrees, so not too hot, and I sat out in the conservatory to do it. I do excuse if it's a bit noisy with the paper. It was a super messy process to do. I had no idea. I thought I'd start with the stem because she suggested making the stems first. So I had a go at that. I didn't want them to be perfect, which I absolutely nailed that. It was super easy to make them very imperfect. With the top, I had a picture in my mind that I could roll it out press it out thin, and then mold it over my fingertips to make curls in it. This is what I was trying to do with this one. But then I realised that there wouldn't be enough in the top to be able to put the hole through. It was just too thin. It wouldn't hold. So back to the drawing board with this one. You have to have them pretty thick in the top. Lots of modelling. Lots of modelling. Bert was working on some project in the shed. Lucy was sitting in her basket next to me. It was just a lovely afternoon activity to do. I started by pushing my thumb in first. I thought that might work. It was just so much trial and error, really. And then I thought, oh, that looks pretty good. That's looking a bit like a mushroom. You really are, see, I'm trying to shape it over the finger. I had in my mind what I wanted to do. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how dry it felt on your hands as it dried off. I hated that feeling. When I finished doing these, I actually covered my hands in Vaseline petroleum jelly and put gloves on for at least a half an hour to an hour because my hands just felt horrible. But it was so much fun to do them. I had all the clay tools. I'd brought all them because I had complete everything to do this project. But of course, I didn't think to look in them first because they did have a proper little tool there that you could do those holes with. I just used the end of my paintbrush. What do you think? Have you ever made anything with clay? I know Helen has. She's made some beautiful little leaf trinket boxes, which I'd love to give a go. They look so sweet. That's Helen on Mousy Makes Pod. Hers was oven dry clay though. I had 2 blocks of this, so I made quite a few of them. Let me know what you've made out of modelling clay, or do you remember using it when you were young at school? I know that my grandchildren have made some marvellous things with modelling clay. It really was a process of learn as you go, trying different things to make it smooth and pliable. Like I say, pushing your finger or thumb in the middle, that worked the best. I had tried a few things before that. That to me was the best. I really liked the shape of this one. It looked super good. I'm not artistic in this way in any way, shape or form. This was just purely doing something different out of the comfort zone, giving something else a try for those brain cells to work on. I was extremely grateful that the clay didn't leave my hands red. It did wash straight off. I didn't even know it was red when I brought it. I just thought clay was clay. I was wondering, would they stay together or would they fall apart? But was really pleased with the way they've held together. There's always fixing up once you put the hole in. I didn't want them to be perfect because no mushroom is. It didn't take that long and they were all made. I tried to put some details around with some of the attachments that came in the little kit. I was super pleased with them. I made sure that I went through the holes again. So that they didn't close over like when they were nearly dry. Super fun painting them. Then I thought, well, I'm going to thread the string through. But it didn't fit. The string was too thick, and even though I used a wool sewing up needle, it wouldn't work. So what I did was I pulled the string back to give it 2 strands instead of the 4. I'm hoping it lasts because Bert says it's not very strong. It won't take the weather. So first of all, I wanted to work out the perfect length. So they were all about the same length. Please don't mind the short ribbon around my neck. As you know, I'm extremely sentimental, and Anna Marie used to send me flowers, and this was around a big bunch of flowers that she sent me, this ribbon. So look at that. How cute is it? Now I want to make some that stand in my little fairies, in with my fairies. That's my next plan. So I measured it all out and just kept putting it through. I had to get Bert's expertise because sometimes the paint had closed off the hole, and he came in with a drill, and I think there was 4 that he had to drill a hole in just to make it a little bit easier for me. It was great fun sitting out there threading them through. It was lovely temperature, just that lovely time in the late afternoon. Bert came and he actually gave me a hand because I said I need a bit of help, darling, getting this string apart. So he actually separated it all for me. He's such a doll. It sort of sped up the process quite a lot, or I think I wouldn't have got them done in one afternoon. So much fun. I'm going to make some more.